Hey, what's going on there? April Marie here from aprilmarietucker.com. And I'm going to do a quick video today. I want to share with you some really cool stuff that I've been actually working on over on Instagram. Now, if you've been on my list for a little bit, then you probably got the last post I did, which was just a really quick tip that I think will really help people, especially just even save them time. I know it's like, since I've really linked my Facebook page with my Instagram, it's just saved me a ton of time. So if you haven't yet, make sure that you go and check that out. You'll definitely want to check that out before we do this post, because I'm going to show you some really cool apps that will, do some really cool things, like some fancy pictures that will really help you with even your Facebook and all other social media, which actually my next tip, I'm going to give you some really good tips on how to expand on that. But I wanted to show you some really cool pictures. Now, these ones I actually just posted. I was really quick posting a bunch of pictures so I could show you guys some cool stuff. This is a picture that I did with a couple of different apps. And, it's real easy to do. If you've got an Android phone or a iPhone, a lot of them are similar. You just have to search for them. Now, this is an Android, so I'm not going to go into iPhone. But if you use an iPhone, you can still do a search for some of these apps that I have been using. So one thing that was very confusing for me when starting with Instagram was apps. Like, there's all these different apps, and to be honest with you, I downloaded a bunch of them that were just garbage. I mean, they just sucked, right? So I don't want you to have to go through that. That was one of the biggest pains, I think, of me just kind of testing it. And I'm still trying different apps and seeing what else is good out there. So if you have any tips for me, be sure to leave them below as well. Leave them below on my blog post or below on my YouTube channel if I didn't mention one of the apps that you like. So you can see there's some really cool ones that I use. This is a text overlay type thing where it just kind of gives you a cool little, you can see the little sun like that there. And then I did one right here. This is just an actual picture that I took a few weeks ago, and I put like a border around it, and this is a text app that I use. This is actually one of my favorite apps, and if you look below this video, you'll be able to see. I'm just giving you some examples here of how I'm using them. This is that InstaQuote app, and I love this app. Like, I mean, I really love it. You can create so many different cool images, and if you watch the video from yesterday, like I said, it will show up also on your fan page too when you post to Instagram. So this one is actually, I was driving by a bank, and this bank always likes to put these quotes. It was an unknown author, but I like it. A setback is a setup for a comeback. And then I put my website on there. So if you're looking for ideas of things to share on Instagram, Instagram is really great for building your presence, just building upon your brand. And one thing that I've really made an effort to do in my business is really to stay on all the social networks and be in front of my audience as much as I possibly can, right? And that's why when I discovered Instagram, I was like, I know I've got to figure out how to get on Instagram and how to be successful there, but I wasn't really sure. And it was kind of frustrating because of all these different apps. But now that I've kind of got it down, and what I'm going to show you today, I'll tell you, this saves a lot of time if you just know how to do it right and link up your stuff right. And you'll always be sharing great things on Instagram, on your fan page, all of it. So initially, before I found this Insta app or InstaQuote app, I was just, using my Facebook and seeing some really cool stuff on Facebook, and, sharing some stuff like from Jim Rohn's fan page and Zig Ziglar's. And I was just clicking on a little share icon and sharing it onto Instagram. So I was already doing it, and it's actually already getting me some pretty good results. I've already got a couple shares there. People seem to like this one at 192 people organic reach. That's pretty good, considering, I mean, it's just really good. And then, it's just some other stuff too. And I wanted to show you this one too, it's a repost app. Now, this is a really great way to just kind of, get some people's attention too, like just back to your stuff. Like, I mentioned this woman when I shared this on Instagram, and I can't really show you Instagram because Instagram is a phone app, but I actually mentioned her, and when I did the repost, it showed her in her screen ID as well. in the post. So it actually picked it up and put it into her post. So I like lemons, and this was a really good. It gave all the reasons why, to drink lemons or use lemons. And I thought it was really an awesome thing. So I used repost and I shared it. And it's just a great way. Syndication is key when it comes to social media. If you want more followers, you got to be reciprocal. Okay. So it's not syndication, reciprocal. So if you're reciprocal with, everything that you do online, then of course you're going to have a lot better results because people are going to want to follow you. They're going to want to interact with you, and you're just going to have a lot more. So the same thing goes over to Instagram. And unfortunately, you do have to have an additional app to do that, which I'm going to show you here in a second because we're going to go over to my blog post that I'm actually working on right now. So I'm going to just go over a quick list of different apps. So I gave you some ideas. So things to share. You can repost people's stuff. You can share quotes, pictures. You can share if you like to travel, if you like to, really the sky's the limit. Whatever you like to do. If you're out and about, I love to take pictures of my kids, my dogs, things in my life because, it's a lot about lifestyle and that's what attraction marketing is. People are attracted to the things that you have that that because they want what you have, right? So if you're out and about and let's say you're like I live in Florida, I like to go to the beach a lot. I'm going to take pictures of the beach because that's part of the lifestyle that I have created for myself, right? And that will be attractive to some people. So just posting pictures even of things that you are doing on a day-to-day basis. Selfies, a lot of people love to do the selfies. I just took a selfie actually right here because I was testing out one of the apps. I wanted to show it off. I put, hashtag work from home and that, and I just put like a little text, it's called bokeh effect is what it is. And here's all these different apps. So that's the bokeh effect that actually it just puts like these little speckles on there and you can kind of make some cool like screens on there too. It's really, really cool. There's a lot of really cool apps. There really is. And I've just kind of just started getting in touch with some of them, but I've tested out quite a few that, like I said, are just no good. That repost app, you can just simply click these links right here, guys, and you'll be able to go get them. Screenshot Easy. That's another one that's pretty cool. If you are, let's say you're looking at the weather and you want, like a lot of times I'll be like, wow, it's 75 or it's 90 or 90, it's hot today. You want to share something like that and you can do a quick screen capture onto your Android. You can also screen capture, like if let's say you got a really nice message from somebody in your downline, which often happens for me, I could really quick do a screen capture and share that with my audience, just saying how nice that is. So it's really a good idea just to have a screenshot. I mean, you could think of a gazillion ways to use screenshot and things that, maybe you're using an app because you're working on, losing some weight, and you wanna share your results. You could take a picture. There's just so many different ways to do that. Another one is, like I said, Insta quote. It is my absolute favorite. That's where you can do those cool quotes. I do a lot. I do quite a few quotes actually. This one is a good one. Run when you can, walk when you have to, crawl if you must, just never give up. And then just make sure you put, your website, a hashtag. So for example, if you are, in the home business arena like myself, you might want to put, hashtag home business success or hashtag never give up or whatever it is that you want to put. I usually just put my blog because it's just easy for people to connect with me there. And people, you want to keep inviting people back, guys. Just always remember that with all your social media. Always remember that you always want to keep inviting people back, okay? So make sure you're doing that at all times. Let me go back to where I was here. Okay, the bokeh effect, we kind of went over that. That creates those cool designs, like the transparent designs on top of that. It also will allow you to write, so you can do a hashtag on there. Like I put hashtag work from home. I shared this picture and I said, just working at my desk, getting some work done today before I got to go get the kids. Whatever. You can put hashtag selfie. Everybody likes to do that too. Let's see here. Square Instapic. Now, I actually used that for this picture because with the regular Instagram app, it's kind of difficult to like if you took a picture, let's say you wanted to get a whole picture in there, you have to only like you only get a little square. And you'll see what I mean as you're using Instagram. You only get like a little square inch. So if you want to get the whole picture in there, I would recommend getting Square Instapic. That also gives you a couple of cool little tools that you can use too for, some text images and things like that and putting text in your pictures. Followers Plus for Instagram. Now this, in my opinion, is a must-have. Now this is a completely free app. And, you can basically unfollow people that aren't following you back. So let's say you are, building getting what you want to. You want to build your Instagram, and I'm going to go over more tips and ways to build your Instagram. With this followers app, you'll be able to see who's not following you back and unfollow them because you want to still keep a ratio, and actually I just started with this app because I was like, man, I got to find a free app, something that's going to allow me to be able to unfollow people that aren't following me back because you can't see who's not following you back really good on Instagram. And this just makes it so you can just really quick tap through and unfollow with one button. So it's a really good app to have as you're building your Instagram. And then Instaframe. Instaframe is really cool too. I don't use this an awful lot. I probably should, but it is, and let me just show you a picture of an example. This is a Insta app right here. This is a picture of us, me and my sister, actually having fun over at St. Pete Beach on vacation. And I just did like a snip clip. So basically it's like a collage. And there's other ones too that I've seen that are pretty cool. I just use this one. You can browse and see which one you like better. But there's so many different cool apps. This one is just it's an easy to use one. You can create a nice little frame in the background and neaten it up a little bit if you want to. So I really like that one. So that's really, these are some of the apps. And like I said, you just want to share, this is expanding on your brand, expanding on you. But you can invite people back to your site. You can easily, and tomorrow I'll go over some tips that in one of the next tips that I do. I don't know when it will be. Maybe tomorrow will just be about some cool tools that you can use to get things on your sidebar and stuff like that. Like I've got this sidebar right here. I'll show you how to do that so that way you can get more followers easily through your website too. So you can, like I said, keep inviting people to inviting them back. They might not end up on your email list, but they might follow you on Instagram because that's where they're at. So you need to be visible everywhere, okay? Because they might not, follow your blog, but they might follow you on Pinterest. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you are staying in front of your audience in whatever way, shape, or form you can. And the tools that I just mentioned today will help you do that. And in tomorrow's training, I'm definitely going to show you how to stay in front of your audience and use some of these cool tools. So you're not like to easily do it. So that way you're not like pulling your hair out because now you're like, oh, I just added another social media site. Like that's how I kind of felt at first, right? I'm like, oh gosh, now I gotta share on Facebook, I gotta share on Pinterest, I gotta share on Twitter, and all these things. This will really simplify. So stay tuned to my next video on Instagram because I've got some really great tips that I want to share with you as far as simplifying this so that it's actually saving you time and helping your business adding Instagram instead of, you feeling overwhelmed. So stay tuned for tomorrow. And if you like this video, if these tips really helped you, be sure to share it. Leave me your feedback below. I would love to hear from you if you're already using Instagram, if you've got some tools, some apps that you're using for Instagram. If you are not on Instagram yet, but are ready to jump on Instagram because you watched this video, we'd love to also hear from you in that aspect too. So with that, guys, I really appreciate you. Stay tuned for my next Instagram tip because I've got a lot to share on Instagram as I go through this journey of really increasing my own brand there as well. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram. Would love to connect with you there, and I'll be sure to follow back. Bye for now.